as consumers, we're super used to paying for what you get. Like, you go to a store, you buy things, you pay for it. I think in software, it's been a kind of a historically fairly rare business model. And so most consumers aren't used to like, the more I use my software, the more I pay. And so in order for that business model to work for them, you really got to provide them with tools for kind of what I think about is like providing visibility. So how do you know what you're buying or spending? You need to give them control. How do you give them tools like budget tools or other cost control measures in order for them to like make sure they don't overspend? And then you got to give them predictability. So how do you make sure that they can say, at the end of this month, I'm not going to spend more than $10,000? The way we do that is we basically integrate directly into your product. So you send us like raw real-time telemetry. So anytime someone uses one of these large language models and generates an event, Metronome gets kind of a record of that information. And then what we do is we actually have end customer facing essentially tools for them to give them real-time visibility, cost control. So if you are a customer of a power company, you get a bill once a month, it's a piece of paper. If you're a Metronome customer, instead what you get is you get a real-time dashboard, you get tools for setting budgets, you get essentially really rich granular information so you can make very smart decisions about how you're spending money. We integrate directly into your product, and then we provide this data back to you and back to your end customers in real time. That's like kind of the key for making the business model stick with consumers. I saw a stat recently that something like 80% of new startups are starting on a consumption-based business model, up from like 5% 3 years ago. So like, that's a factor of 16. That's a huge jump in a very, very, very short period of time. What you're seeing is the startups are adopting this consumption-based business model from the get. That is going to eventually put pressure on all the bigger companies. And so I think if I had to make a prediction, it would be that the bigger companies are going to face disruption in the form of product and business model at the exact same time. What that's going to mean is companies like Decagon and Sierra are going to start to steal a ton of market share from a lot of the leaders because they're both disrupting on product and on business model.